The Bengals hope to shine in primetime. Mike Petraglia inside Paycor Stadium on what should be an absolutely perfect night for Thursday night football between the 3-0 Dolphins and the 1-2 Bengals. Of course, there's a lot on tap for tonight to talk about, a lot of festivities, so much electricity in the air in terms of not only the Bengals Ring of Honor, but the whiteout, the games on Thursday night TV on Amazon Prime, as well as Channel 9 locally. Kickoff at 8:15 Eastern. First of all, the weather should be perfect. It'll be a little bit chilly. Temperatures in the upper 50s, dropping to the mid 50s by halftime. So about 55 degrees for most of the game, but no precipitation in the forecast. Could be a bit of a breezy night, but again, should be a spectacular night for late September football here inside Paycor Stadium. Of course, there will be a lot of festivities at halftime as Willie Anderson, Big Willie, and Isaac Curtis join Ken Anderson, Ken Riley, Anthony Munoz, and franchise patriarch Paul Brown in the Ring of Honor on the east facade of Paycor Stadium. That ceremony, again, will be at halftime. And as for the game itself, the Bengals obviously hope to build on the momentum of last Sunday when they beat the New York Jets in pretty convincing fashion, 27-12. Bengals defense did not allow a touchdown in that game to Joe Flacco. The quarterback this time probably a little bit more dynamic in Tua Tagovailoa. He is expected to play. He's going to overcome his back and ankle issues and start for the Miami Dolphins. At least he is expected to start, and we are not going to see Teddy Bridgewater at least to start this game, but who knows if the Bengals can get to Tagovailoa and maybe make him a little bit uncomfortable. We'll just have to wait and see, but obviously the Bengals want to control the speed on the outside. Tyreek Hill, who the Bengals beat twice last year, of course, when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs, and Jalen Waddle on the other side. So the Miami Dolphins certainly can throw a lot of speed at you on the outside. Mike Gesicki, the tight end, is somebody else that Lou Anarumo's defense will have to make sure doesn't get down the field and do big-time damage, especially on third down. So when you're talking about the defense, the Bengals defense has really played up to par so far this year, and has not really been the reason they lost their first two games against the Steelers and the Cowboys. A sputtering offense is what really killed them in those first two games, and it came out of the cobwebs a little bit on Sunday against the Jets, but I think there's a general sense around the team that they can do more, especially running the ball. Can Joe Mixon get his game going in this contest against the Miami Dolphins? He was not in the game late. It was Samaje Perine, of course, who really ran out about 8 minutes of that fourth quarter clock on Sunday in the win at MetLife Stadium. Can Joe Mixon get engaged in this game a little bit earlier and do some damage behind La'el Collins, who is expected to play as well? The injury for the Bengals, of course, DJ Reader earlier today placed on injured reserve. They hope to have him back later in the year. He has that left knee injury. He has a brace on that left knee. He is walking around with the brace, so he is upright and able to move, but he is going to be unavailable to the Bengals. That means Jay Tufele is going to make his debut for the Bengals in terms of depth at the nose tackle position on the defensive line. Obviously, B.J. Hill, Josh Tupou will be in there, as well as probably rookie Zach Carter, all of whom saw time during the game on Sunday when it was DJ Reader who went out with the left knee injury. Otherwise, the Bengals come into this game perhaps a lot more, and not perhaps, definitely more healthy than the Miami Dolphins, who, and we mentioned already the ankle and back issues of Tua Tagovailoa. They also have to watch closely their star left tackle, Teron Armstead. He is battling a toe problem. And also the aforementioned Jalen Waddle. He has been battling with a groin issue. But again, in terms of Armstead and Waddle, they are expected to go and at least start this game for Miami. Can Trey Hendrickson maybe perhaps take advantage of a little dinged up Teron Armstead and chase Tua Tagovailoa off the spot a little bit as the Miami quarterback? That's a storyline we'll be watching as well. The paint is beginning to dry behind me. They put a fresh coat in the end zones north and south end zone here at Paycor. They also put a fresh paint of white paint on the B logo at midfield. So the final touches have been put in place here inside Paycor Stadium on what is whiteout night for the Cincinnati Bengals. The much anticipated white tiger, white Bengal helmets make their debut tonight, along with the color rush white uniforms for the Bengals. We'll have you covered all game long on Twitter at Trags, Trags. Of course, on CLNS Media before, during, and after the game. And be sure to click the link below and subscribe to my Jungle Roar podcast page. And want to hear all of your comments, good, bad, and indifferent. Inside Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.